You know, I find it weird, this whole talk about a haunted or cursed location. And the best you have is a smattering of stories in, well, previous decades. And a few people who've gone there since who said, I felt something weird. Maybe an odd video or audio recording. Those people who use those audio recording devices which fluctuate to detect any kind of sound that sounds a little bit like a voice, and they pick up something in the background like a scraping foot, and it's interpreted and it's adapted on the computer, and they pick it out and it sounds a little bit like a voice trying to say something indistinct. And they call that proof. That's why I couldn't be a paranormal believer. You know, I'd have to keep on being a skeptic, as in, give me something substantial and I'll go, that's interesting, you know? Instead, what happens is they get something which isn't very substantial. In fact, it's usually insignificant in the scale of things. And they'll say, oh, this must be this. They heard a voice, and it must be paranormal. Not only that, it must be the paranormal story that they have been told of. You know, of which a number of people over the years have claimed to have had some kind of experience relating potentially to this person. It's all circumstantial in that regard. And, you know, if you were dealing with a courtroom situation, would you accept such a flimsy, like, piece of hearsay? Would you? Maybe you would, that's the problem. But I think a lot of people should think twice. Because you might not know as much as you think, or what you believe that you know, what you wish to believe, what you believe you know, might well be wrong. A bit like with the results from the skull experiment. I mentioned that before. And other paranormalist, you know, tests or semi-tests, things that were kind of a bit of an exercise, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Depends how you describe them, because a lot of people describe them in different ways. You take those, you get the results, it's like, oh, there's something that's happened. Right. Even if that's true, even if it's something which is so-called supernatural, paranormal, whatever the case may be, it's unexplained, is the key thing. And someone says, well, I think it's ghosts. It's like, well, okay, prove it. There. And it's like, well, that's not proof of ghost, that's proof of something unexplained, which we could claim is ghosts. But you might, another person from, like, I've read this on different websites about the same sort of experiments. They go look at these things and they go, oh, that's demons. It's jinn who are tricking people on behalf of, you know, Satan. And Christians say a similar thing. It's demons doing it, tricking people on behalf of Satan. And other beliefs might say it's nature spirits, and other people might say it's I don't know, it's your own thoughts, or some kind of connection to some kind of deeper unconscious level of reality, or whatever. You know, it's all a matter of belief. But the main beliefs are usually for people saying, you know, they're contacting spirits in seances, is spiritualist. And then the other main voices in society are the mainstream religions. And so their superstitions seem to carry weight, especially when the superstitious view is very popular amongst the average person in the general public. That's why a lot of these paranormal shows you see on TV are so popular. People are curious. They're not necessarily believers in a hardcore way. They're also very sceptical, even when they say they are sceptical and critical. Very often they're not. But it's popular because people want something to believe in. They want to have a gap or mystery in the nature of the universe filled with something remarkable, as opposed to something which seems to be relatively cold and bland, which is the way many people see science and skepticism.